a load of like ideas for 114 that I thought could make 114 just a little bit better. Not saying that 114 was bad, and I clarified this in the video as well, but just things that there's always something that'll make the game or update even better.
It's why we do this show, mate.
Yeah.
To talk about the things that are great and the things that will make it better. Speaking of 114, let's talk about your video you did, mate.
Oh yeah. So I had obviously I've been playing experimental with quite a while over the past since it was out, and I had a load of like ideas for 114 that I thought could make 114 just a little bit better. Not saying that 114 was bad, and I clarified this in the video as well, but just things that there's always something that'll make the game or update even better.
It's why we do this show, mate.
Yeah.
To talk about the things that are great and the things that will make it better. And I liked your video.
Yeah. Now there was, after when I uploaded it and stuff, there was actually a few things that I forgot to mention, which I'll mention here now before I forget them. One of the main things was, since the new 114 update where you can't eat or drink with a gas mask on, the same thing should be able to be done for motorbike helmets, welding masks, and I'd even say the respirator ones, like the masks we wear nowadays with the pandemic, those ones. I think you should have to take them off before you're able to eat or drink. It's just a cool feature, and I don't know why it wasn't done years ago. But yeah, I had stuff like, oh jeez, I can't even remember what my things.
Look at you trying to glitch into that base to destroy the wall by leaning over it.
This base, funny story about this base. This base was the base of the hacker that I got banned on vanilla. So we actually got into it on stream, destroyed everything, tore down his tents, threw all his loot, everything. But so I had things like mutant animals. I know we talked about that in the podcast Discord and stuff, where you cut up meat and become infected and stuff like that. I was thinking that craftable, what's it called? NBC suits would be really cool with like tarps and duct tape. I can't remember half the stuff I had in there. Hold up. Do I actually have this somewhere? The list. I think I have the list somewhere. I do. Hold up.
Thumpcrowd's got a good point there. You can open a motorcycle helmet visor and welding helmets flip up.
True, but there's no like, especially when you play in first person, there's no like visual thing of it happening, which if they added that would be even cool. But another thing as well was, if you've played 114, you've noticed that inventory space is a bit of an issue, especially when you're carrying around gas masks. And if you're carrying a couple of them, it becomes a real issue. So I was thinking, and I think we mentioned this here or on the podcast or something, where we could have military bags and hunting backpacks that had an extra attachment on them that was specifically designed for gas masks, so it would actually hang off the backpack instead of being in the inventory of it. I know there's a mod out there for stuff like that, but I don't know. I think it'd be a pretty easy vanilla thing to add, and it would just create a lot more inventory space. And I think, Lad, you mentioned this a couple of weeks ago with having a specific NBC bag attached underneath your backpack, which would hold like your NBC clothing. Would also be another good idea, to free up inventory space.
That's in Masters Mini.
I'm not sure if it's a mod or not, but I know some of the servers you can take pills or bandages and stack them together. I think if you had,
I think that's a mod. Yeah,
you might not be able to stack them together instead of taking up an extra 8 slots in your inventory.
I think the reason they done that is to kind of stop it from being like super overpowered. If I was to guess, because if you could just stack them, you could dupe them technically and just keep spawning them in.
Yeah.
But I had, what else did I have? Yeah, I done that. Oh, I had a very interesting idea, and some people liked it, some people hated it. But the idea of, if an artillery strike hit a town that your base was in, it would damage your base a bit, and the closer you were to where the strike would hit, the more damaged your base would become over time. And then you'd have to repair it with nails and all that type of stuff. People are like, some people liked it, some people hated it. So yeah, I don't know. I thought it'd be a cool idea, but
I was thinking that it depends what is the explosion? Like, is it nuclear or what is it?
I don't know. I didn't even think that far ahead.
It's a gas. They haven't said what the gas is, but it is just a gas. I didn't like that. I would like just to see, like what Scum does, that bases deteriorate over time, and you've got to constantly maintain your base. So regardless of the explosion, I would like to see it that the health of it slowly deteriorates. The Scum version is fantastic, where you need to get toolkits and use those to repair the health of your base. Otherwise, the longer you leave your base, the weaker it becomes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the last two things that I had was like, for vehicles mainly, it was like, it'd be cool if you could use lockpicks on a car to like lock it and unlock it, stuff like that. I think that would be just a cool feature and an extra security feature for vehicles. And then also the one with camo nets, so you could hide your car a bit more.
Yep, totally loved those ideas. Yeah. Camo nets, I'd be able to drape them. Sorry, lad?
To be fair, though, you can add the feature of like locking your car and putting camo nets in the car, but for a part of the community be like, oh, so they can add stuff to the cars, but they can't actually fix them. What the fuck?
Oh, I know, giving out, but they're going to give out either way, so it's like, may as well just do it.
My first thought was fix the cars first.
I also just want to say, DOJ.
But look, I'll go further on your lockpick idea. That each lockpick should have a unique ID, and if it is used to lock a car, then only that lockpick can open it easier. Another lockpick can, but it might take 5 minutes or something to actually pick the lock. Would be a great little addition, so that it's a genuine lockpicking to unlock it. Same as with doors. If you lock a door, it's locked to your unique lockpick's ID, and another lockpick can pick that lock, but it takes longer, 5 minutes or something like that, to just add to a bit of realism of it. But I thought it was a great video, mate. Fucking really, really good ideas in there.
Yeah, it was just, I had them, and I was like, I may as well put them out there. And it wasn't criticism or anything like that. Again, it was just ideas I had, so why not voice them while they were fresh in my memory?
No, it was criticism, but it was constructive criticism. It wasn't negative criticism, mate. And that's what we're all about here. The only negative criticism we have is fuck Scotty and fuck Anna.
Naturally, yeah. In fact, DOJ
I'm telling you, I'm pretty high, and I still can't reach Hannah.
DOJ just
314-143-430. I gave up.
We all did, mate. Honestly, we all fucking did. You're fine. But yeah, so Scotty was saying, just because we were talking about it, he was like, Scotty said on a stream that the gas is a toxin and contaminant. So
I think he even mentioned it's like similar to a mustard gas, but it isn't exactly mustard gas. And yes, Dumpgrat, it is an aerial explosion or a proximity, they call it, where the fuse is set to detect the range to hitting the ground, and then it explodes in the air and just settles. And I fucking love that animation. Oh my god! Every time I hear the sound of the artillery about to strike near me, I just stop and I look, because I just want to watch it settle. It just looks so fucking beautiful.
Yeah,
it actually
and
is.
It does.
Like just and the potential for what could be added for it in the future is going to be great.
Yep.
As I've always said, in terms of like 1.13 to 1.14, you hear the artillery sounds in 1.13. Obviously, there's no actual striking Chernarus. I've always just thought of as like you hearing the artillery. It's getting rid of the rest of like South Zagoria. It's going west to east, so it's just going along the lands. So now it's finally hit Chernarus. It's like, well, what else is coming? I mean, I don't really consider Livonia too much, but I mean, I'll get to that later on towards the end of the podcast. But
yeah, I kind of got a bit of slack for not putting the Livonia toxic zones in my update video. I just mentioned the Chernarus ones and left it at that.
Yes.
Now let me.
But it's.
Sorry, go for it.
But yes. I was just gonna say, but I was like gonna say it is a good update, and like I said, the potential for it is massive for now, and we can go so many different directions. And with what the dev team's been doing and how Scotty's been acting, it's going to be really, really, really nice to see how it goes up. And when Wednesday hits and 1.14 hits, and we get our new trailer, it better not be a cryptic fucking trailer.
It will be. I guarantee it will be. I don't think they're finished with us yet. I don't think they're just going to drop all the hints. I think they've dropped all these hints that we just weren't aware were hints all the way along.
Yeah.
And then they've given us there's actually a method to our madness, and it's like, and they're going to play with us for a little bit longer.
Yes.
I don't know if this is something that you've established before, but I think you've talked about it. It seems there's a difference between Xbox, PlayStation, and PC trailers. So sometimes we might get a different scenario of the new update versus what everyone else is. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think they're trying to unify it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was different trailers.
Neither did I, to be fair.
No,
does that
neither
mean
did
that
I.
there's content we've missed?
DayZ Daily Press, the toxic cloud is delivered via artillery. You'll hear the artillery rounds firing off the edge of the map. And then if you're in the area where the strike occurs, you'll either just hear the explosion of the rounds in the distance going off, and they're airburst. So it's a cloud that settles over an area. Or if you happen to be right near it, you'll actually hear the rounds come screaming in. And then the explosion loud as fuck near you. They've also done an audio for chopper crashes if you're nearby as well, which I just fucking love. Absolutely fucking love it.
Yeah.
The sound of the hydraulics and as it's crashing in.
The
and
beeping. Yeah, it's just, it's so fucking good.
I really hope they add an animation. I really hope they do. That would just be next level. I don't think they can, but if they added an animation of the chopper going down, oh my God, that would just be next level fucking awesome.